Audrey Robinson, play therapist for Mesquite ISD. Today, I want to talk about how to help our children's inner world to thrive. Children are complex human beings, just like you and I. If you Google self-esteem, which is how a person sees their worth, you'll find tons of resources about how to boost self-esteem in kids and everybody. Self-esteem alone is not enough. High self-esteem in teenagers in research has been linked to more risky behaviors and even bullying. Now, I'm not saying self-esteem is bad. It isn't. It's just not the only goal. We want our kids to also have self-control, which is the ability to regulate emotions and make decisions to help ground that high self-esteem. Director of Counseling in Mesquite ISD, Kim Edwards, has said, "We don't fix kids by making them feel good about themselves. We help our kids by helping them to build an internal compass." So how do we go about that? We want to encourage the effort rather than praise the product. What does that mean? We want effort over praise. Praise is kind of our go-to as parents, right? It's the things when we say, we're like, "Good job, that painting's so beautiful," where we're using value language like good, best, beautiful. And it has our kids looking to us to tell them what's good and bad, right and wrong. We want them to develop that inside themselves. What we know is kids who have an abundance of praise in their life are less likely to develop their talents to the fullest or even take on challenges as much as other kids. We want to encourage the effort. By focusing on our kids' effort, we are helping them to accept their shortcomings, understand that making mistakes is okay, better than okay, it's great. And side note, if I was going to write a children's book, it would be about how awesome making mistakes is for your brain. It also helps our kids to build confidence, to build persistence, to realize that their contributions to the world, to your family, are important. It's about growth. So here I'm going to give you some examples of how we highlight the effort, and I'm going to put several more down in the information along with some links to resources about this also. It's saying things like, "You did it!" "Oh, you worked so hard on that, even though it didn't turn out how you wanted it to." See, we're even when our kids are disappointed, because we know they're not going to succeed every single time, we want them to be able to handle that failure. We're bringing in a little emotion with that one. We also say things like, "I am confident that you'll figure this out." Returning that responsibility to our kiddos so that they can figure it out. And even things like, "I really appreciate, thanks for picking up all the dishes. I noticed you do that." And you'll see that when you notice kids doing these kind of things around the house, helping out, contributing to the family, they'll start to do it more. And if you have multiple kiddos, then the other kids are going to say, "Oh, did you see that? Mom noticed that he did that. I'm going to do that too." Kids like to be noticed for their effort, and this is how we help to grow our kids. Dr. Carol Dweck did a research study where she had 400 fifth grade students, and they split them up into two groups. 200 of the kiddos got a test, and after they took the test, they were told, "You're so smart." They were praised for their intelligence. The other half of the kiddos were given the same test, and they were encouraged for their effort. They were told, "Wow, you worked so hard on that." Then they took all these kids and they presented them with two options. They presented them with an easier option or a harder option. Of the kids that were told they were smart, 67% of those kids chose the easier option. Of the kids that were told they worked hard, 92% of those kids chose the harder option. That is a huge swing. It's really about our effort. We want to highlight the effort, not the product. And our best effort, I hate even using the word best, our effort changes day to day. Some days I wake up on the wrong side of the bed and I'm just doing great to make sure that everybody is alive and fed at the end of the day. Other days I wake up and I might be ready to tackle some projects, take my kids somewhere outside to play, do more things. And it doesn't make one day good or one day bad. We are not machines. We're not robots, and neither are our kids. And we can help our kids to recognize that they're going to have days where they can do more and days where they can do less. And that's why we're highlighting the effort, not the output. I want to give an example of like when a kid brings home a report card, rather than saying, if you get an A, I'll take you out to dinner. You highlight that effort, encourage your kiddos, and when they bring home a grade they're proud of, you say, oh wow, I can tell how proud you are of this. You worked so hard. This is something to celebrate. Hey, how about you choose dinner tonight? And we're making it about the effort, not about that product. We're not having that outside reward where I don't know if I did good or bad, only if mom or dad or somebody tells me. It's really about building that internal compass and helping our children to understand what's right and what's wrong, and helping them to see, oh, I worked hard on this. This is something I'm proud of. I want to close with a story. This is a story about a butterfly. So this is a true story. It comes from Child-Parent Relationship Therapy by Garry, Landreth, and Sue Bratton. And in it, he tells a story about a family who found 2 butterfly chrysalis. And chrysalis is the thing that, the kind of cocoon that the caterpillar goes inside and emerges from a butterfly. So the family watches one of the chrysalis, and the caterpillar, the butterfly, chews a hole in it and struggles painfully to get out of that. And they watch, and it sits and it rests hanging for about 10 minutes before it spreads its wings and flies off. Now the other one, they notice the caterpillar, the butterfly, starts to chew and emerge, and they think, oh, we're going to help this one. We're going to help it to make it easier on it. So they slice it open to help it get out a little easier. Well, the butterfly comes out and it sits there, and about 10 minutes later, it dies. Now, the family didn't know what happened, so they contacted a biologist and said, hey, told him the story and said, hey, what happened? And the scientist said, when the butterfly struggles, there's some liquid. I'm going to simplify this. I don't know all the sciencey stuff. There's some liquid inside its body, and the struggle pushes it into the capillaries, into like its veins in the system and its wings, and it helps the wings to form and harden so that it can lift off and support its weight and fly. And when the other butterfly didn't go through that struggle, it was not able to reap the benefits, to spread its wings and support its weight, and so it died. It's so hard to watch our kids struggle and fail. They need that experience within the safety net of our homes, of our families, so that when they go out in the world, they can spread their wings and carry themselves.